Hello, and welcome back to another edition of the Cyber Power of Tigray Media. My name is Devanda Smith. Alongside me is the man, the myth, the legend, the creator of Cyber Power
Tigray
of Tigray Media.
Right?
It is
today, December what? No, that's
December
not
5th.
asking me, right? Do you know where I'm at? All right, so it's been a while, man. I know. Sorry, guys. Last time, last Friday.
hold up, man. Who are you, man? Who are you? You just come on and just start talking. Sorry, man. Sorry, people.
They already know me who I am.
What if someone just tuned in?
I'm just trying to make sure that you are giving attention for what I'm saying. All right. Welcome for the show. This is Cyber Power of Tigray Media. Devendes and Ephraim here. We will be with you for the next an hour. Thank you so much for watching. Please share, subscribe, Cyber Power of Tigray Media.
Hit that like button and share it with the people that you know. So how you doing, my man?
Very good, very good. Well, before you ask anything about Tigray and Ethiopia, I'm going to ask you something about...
Here we go. I don't know. I don't know. Next question, please.
You know, I'm always curious about those very famous African Americans. They are very, they have, politically and in technology, there's a lot of impact they have done.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, actually, I saw one guy who was the video game founder or something. His name was on top of the Google. He was hanging his name and all that. I was trying to read about him, Well, tell me about one of those best famous, and actually we are here in America because of their struggle.
Yeah.
I how this is just not only African Americans, not only Africans, but the whole entire people world. The immigration system, the immigrant system is set up the humanity because of the African American struggle. This is everybody knows about this.
Yeah, I tell you, man, a lot of people don't realize how the civil rights movement benefited every demographic here in America.
Mm-hmm.
Every demographic here in America benefited from the struggles of those that led in the civil rights movement. The women's movement have benefited from it.
Mm-hmm.
The LGBTQX community, they benefited from it. The Asian, Hispanic, every group, it was like a big umbrella, benefited from the struggles during the civil rights era. So we paved the way for a lot of people, if you really go back and peel the layers and peel how truly benefits have been handed down to folks, it's because of the civil rights movement.
Of course, we salute.
Yeah.
We salute for you for your struggle. And Mr. Lawson was the guy who was the founder of the video game. The video game, it was just like playing, inside the under basement, and he found that, and everybody playing games at home right now. And that was African American. His name is Jerry Lawson.
Another guy who during the summertime, a lot of people might not know, but the Super Soaker was done by an African American man too.
damn.
Yeah.
Look about Martin Luther King,
Yeah.
one of the social movement leader. You don't have to be a president to lead a country or something.
Yeah, to have the
He
impact
will
on the world.
impact
Yeah.
on the world,
Yeah.
like your ideology.
Yeah.
Just like being like part of the community, like feeling the pain and the need of the people. Like that's why Martin Luther King was like very famous, and he was trying to mobilize the whole, not only African Americans but the entire American people.
Yeah.
He could have been like the best leader for America if he wasn't murdered, if he wasn't killed on that time.
Yeah.
So
To be honest with you, though, yeah. To be honest with you, I think that if he would have had some of your people's tenacity, like we touched on last week and stuff, of not being colonized and stuff,
yeah.
but I think that's probably been more towards Malcolm X.
Malcolm X, yeah.
Yeah, that's more towards his vein
Right.
of movement. But it'd been interesting. It would have been interesting.
Malcolm, tell me about Malcolm X. I know he was in prison for a long time, and then he was a self-learner. He got learned himself in prison, and he was like, he was. I don't think he knew how to read and how to write before he got arrested. Maybe he probably does. But I think he was very educated after he got prisoned, and he was able to read multiple books, and then he was able to be influential person in America.
When you have your when you don't have nothing to do,
right?
Some
of them they killed themselves in prison, but he was brave, he was able to teach himself, to read. You
know what he did? He took a word and out of the dictionary and read and studied a word a day. That's how his vocabulary became impeccable.
Yep.
So you can do it. You can do it too.
I can do it. Right. Other than that, there are a lot of them.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you before you ask that thing. There's a lot of things that African Americans have done for this country that the world don't even know.
Right.
Because it's been whitewashed, kept out of the history books. But eventually, it's like that onion, right? You start peeling back those layers, then you're like, oh, wait a minute, what?
What is the top layer?
Yeah, and so a couple of years ago, they had the movie about the black women that developed the code to launch Americans into space.
Right.
Because all the other time they was failing. But these sisters came together like, no, you need to do this here, boom, boom. They was mathematical whiz, right?
Yeah.
But you didn't hear about it until years later, Case in point, who is this? Big, oh my God.
What?
This guy, he's all in the Blockbusters movie. Tom
Cruise?
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise.
He was on a show and he asked why didn't he know about the Black Wall Street?
Oh, okay. Black Wall Street, yeah.
Because you heard about Black Wall Street?
I think so.
Okay.
Wall Street
it's about this community of blacks, millionaires, doctors, lawyers, dentists, everything. And so this guy went through school, educated guy. No, it's Tom Hanks. I'm sorry, Tom Hanks, not Tom Cruise. And he's like, why am I just now hearing about the Black Wall Street? Here it is, 2022. Kept all that covered for hundreds of years,
Right.
100 years, a decade. No, a generation. Just kept it covered until people. It's like what they say: what's done in the dark will come to light.
Exactly.
So it's just a matter of time, like those dinosaur bones.
Everything will be.
Everything will be revealed.
Right.
Okay, my man.
All right. So,
what's the latest thing that's going on in your part of the world?
Well, nothing exciting, but unfortunately, it's more I hear like more like sadness, disaster all over the whole Ethiopia and region. Of course, I mean in Tigray after the truce, the peace agreement
Mm-hmm.
signed, at least the people of Tigray are not uh, hearing air bombs. They're not hearing a big war like big bombs and
Yeah,
stuff.
the siren is not going off as much.
At least
Yeah.
at least the people are like quiet, and of course part of like or more than 70% people of like under those Eritrean troops and Amhara militia and the other troops very uh, like evil is what they do for them. It's just like we heard a lot of like atrocities still. People are like dying every day. But at least the people who are not like under those troops are uh, like okay, they are doing their normal life,
Mm.
even though still the government are not like sending everything
To the people.
to the people. Like for example, we were expecting a lot of food, food supplies, electricity, banking. Nothing is started. It's been like more than 20, 28, 29, almost a month now. It's been a month since agreement signed in Pretoria, but you don't see anything. Why? They're just still trying to like we're gonna give you something, but you need to accept us. We are here. We are the power, and then you need to get rid of the Tigray people, the TPLF,
Mm-hmm.
so we can just take over. So we can give you light, we can give you water, we can give you food. That's the message.
Yeah. They're trying to get
Yeah.
concessions.
And the Tigray people are like it's I don't think they've been like starving for the last 2 years. They've been fighting for their right. They don't want to lose their identity. They don't want to lose their they don't want to be governed by people from the federal government. All this is braveness, and this is the history came from the colonization, starting from the colonization. They never been colonized by anyone, and I don't think they're going to be nailing down to colonized by uh, the federal government. The federal government is obvious that they need to practice the constitution. What the constitution says is like the people of all nation and nationalities, they have to be governed by their own people.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot just assign someone. That's the thing. The whole struggle is like to change the constitution. It's not about like the ethnicity now. What's new right now is the government is trying to change this thing. He wants us to mix it up everything. He doesn't want to continue. He doesn't want to keep this constitution in Ethiopia.
Let me ask you this: Do you think, or do you think Ethiopia will ever come back together as a whole country again?
That's the question right now. Of course, the international community are trying to hold it, trying to have the unity. They don't want to have any nation or nationalities to have their own independence, and never done anything like Taiwan, as you can see,
Yeah. Yeah.
never been said okay to have her own independence. They are still de facto state.
Yeah.
They are de facto nation. Well, what that means is they have their own flag, their own anthem, their own everything, but they don't have their own ambassadors and their own. No one recognizes them as a country. They are still under China. Somaliland is the same. They are never been recognized by the world to be independent. So even Tigray and other nationalities, if they wanted to have their independence, the Ethiopian government needs to let them know that they are, the federation, more than three, the percentage of the population,
Mm-hmm.
they have to say okay, and then the world can recognize that as independence. But they don't want to have that, because if Tigray is became independent, that means the whole history will be taken by Tigray. The colonization history, the Adwa war with Italians was in Tigray. The Aksum, the oblique, we got it from Italia.
So they'll
The
just try to
first-
wipe out all
right,
that,
right.
that history.
Yeah,
Kind of
the
like
whole history
Yeah.
is like, well, I mean, the heart of Ethiopia is from Tigray. Starting the whole language, the is the Lucy is like, in northern part of Ethiopia, which is Afar, but like, closer. So they don't want to lose all these kinds of history. They wanted to keep them. At least they wanted to kill the people, but they wanted to keep the geographical, the place. If these people are like, if the Tigray people are wants to be independent, they don't want to let them that. But totally, your question is it going to be united to whole Ethiopia? I don't think so. Right now, just right now, like recently, what happened was the Amhara, Fano, and the Oromo people were like, fighting. And it's just so sad to see, do you remember in Libya, people were like, beheading, like,
Yeah.
because of the
hijab,
Muslim,
the Muslims, yeah.
what does they call it? Like, that's, when I heard that, it was like, maybe 7-8 years ago, I was like, how, what are we? The humanity, it's insanity,
Yeah.
Like, how could you behead someone, like, a human being? This kind of stuff that it's all over in tweet and Facebook and all over the social media right now, you can see. So
That is going on now.
this is going on right now.
Wow.
And Amhara Militia Fano, it's I just saw it, and it's very graphic and disturbing to talk about this, but what they are doing is like beheading the Oromo people right now. What they have done in Tigray,
Right.
they have burned alive people. They have burned alive Tigrayans. They have burned, like, how could you burn human being? They're just pushing them in the fire. And the fire was like, the flame and the smoke. The people are like, sophisticated, they can't even breathe in. They're struggling to get out of that. And they're doing this. And I'm just trying, sometimes, am I really Ethiopian? Can I be Ethiopian? I'm for sure the Tigray people, they are very religion. Most of them, we cannot do that kind of insanity, like inhuman kind of for human being. We cannot even let our religion to do that. Most of us are Orthodox and Muslims, and we are like, we behave, we respect people. Even those cowards, those who are posts off from the war, we send them back freely without asking Red Cross or anything. Like more than 10,000 posts of the Ethiopian Defense Force. We send them back. We don't kill them, we don't anything. But those who are like, killing them, they are not even soldiers of the Tigray People Liberation Front. They are just simply, they are Tigrayans. Tigray people and TPLF are totally different. They are not the same.
Okay, I was going to ask you that.
Right.
The difference between the two.
Right. So, Tigray People Liberation Front is one party in Tigray. We have several parties in Tigray. Like we have WUNAT, TIP, Tigray Independent Party. We have TPLF, Tigray People Liberation Front. We have Baitona, another, and we have Salsa Wayane. We have like, more than at least Asimba. At least we have 5 top parties. Like, we may have some more, but like, the but those are the top ones. But the Tigray People Liberation Front has been in power for the last 30 years. And at least he has a lot of followers and members. It was the election was done like in 2019, like in 2020 area, and they were elected by 2.5 million Tigrayans, which is from 5-6 million people. So those are the top. So right now, Tigray People Liberation Front, everybody is like, even the Ethiopian government thinks all Tigrayans are part of the Tigray People Liberation Front. We're not. I'm not. I'm not part of the party.
So what party are you a part of?
Well, I cannot be even a party. I'm American citizen, and I cannot be like any party.
Do you have dual citizenship? You have dual citizenship.
I have
right?
yellow card. I can go to Ethiopia and come back, but I'm only American right now.
Yeah, 'cause
I gave up my citizenship.
I have a friend. She's Brazilian
Mm.
and American, and she go back once a year to like if there's like any elections,
Right.
because she still
She
can
can still do
vote
that.
in Brazil also.
Yeah, that's the thing. They it's still the immigration status and everything is like another process, but
Yeah.
as of right now, the parties and the people are like fighting each other,
Yeah.
like killing each other, and I don't think Ethiopia is gonna hold like the unity if the government is not like committed
Let me
for
ask you
the
this.
peace.
Let me ask you
Right.
this, right?
Right.
Because I know, like 2011, not 2011, but 2001,
Mm.
when the World Trade Towers were hit and all that devastation. That's one time that America just pulled together, came together. It's like, we are American. You're not Democrat. You're not Republican. You're not Libertarian. We're American. And hey, do you think that, maybe, I hate to say it, but say like another country came and attacked Ethiopia, would the Ethiopians as a whole group, a country, forget about that and maybe shift their force to a common enemy?
Not anymore, because we have seen already that the Eritrean government is invading Tigray, and instead of getting rid of the Eritrean troops, the Eritrean government, they are helping the Eritrean government invade and to kill the Tigray people.
Wow.
So that's what I thought. I was like, even if you had like internal problem, when external invading country comes, we have to just leave our internal problem and then just get rid of the external thing.
But that didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
Wow.
That didn't happen. It's just
Wow.
still going on right now. And
That
for
is
the next,
insane to me, man.
If the Djibouti or Yemen or any other country trying to invade Ethiopia, I don't think the Tigray people will have energy to help them, or I don't think any other nationalities of Ethiopia to help each other, because they are already killing each other.
Yeah.
You gotta have you gotta start it was built for the last 30 years, the love and the respect, and our difference was our beautifulness. We had that kind of, people were we trying to learn somebody's language, we trying to learn somebody's culture, how they eat, how they live, how they get married, how they do things. This is how we were trying to learn each other, because we have more than 83 tribes in Ethiopia. When we have more than 83 tribes, our differences, our beautifulness, that's our beauty.
And you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I've read that Ethiopia was where they had the first church
Right.
in the world.
Yep.
In the world,
Mhm.
Christian church was in Ethiopia.
It was in Ethiopia. And
oh man,
yeah.
that's so sad, man. Oh, wow.
The covenant, the Ark of Covenant is still in Ethiopia too, in Aksum. Jesus, the covenant in
Yeah.
Ark, That's everything. Like, we have, like, the very rich history, and that's why I was like, surprising when this kind of atrocity and when this kind of inhumanity is going on. Are we really?
Yeah.
When I was like, watching the Rwanda movie, like, a long time ago, when people like, killing their brothers, their sisters, I was like, I said to myself, I don't think this is Africa. I don't think they're gonna do this. This is just like, because I just ran out from the movie place. This is just joke. I don't think they're gonna do this. But I've seen it right now in my people.
Yeah.
Like, people are like, burning alive. People are like, beheading. This is how could you trust? This is, for me, it's a post-traumatic. It's very graphic.
Yeah.
I don't want to take my kids to these kinds of nation if
Yeah.
if we don't respect each other, if you don't learn each other, if you this is what we need to focus on first. As human, as who you are, I have to accept you.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what language you speak. It doesn't matter what kind of religion you follow. It doesn't matter what kind of color or what kind of physical appearance you have.
Well, it gotta
As a human,
we've gotta look good though.
I gotta
No, I get you, man. I get you, because you're absolutely right, and that's one thing I loved when I was in active duty. Going to different countries
right.
to learn about the culture of different people, and because I'm a foodie. I love food. Someone keeps telling me they're gonna take me out, but whatever. And I like to experience different cultures, to see how they do things, and and to celebrate with them.
That's what I miss right now, to try, different countries and different tribes, like, eat food,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I miss, I think actually the happiness and the fun and everything was like, on your age, last. When Michael Jackson was alive, we had a lot of dancing and having. This time, man, it's a lot of like, COVID, you don't travel, you don't go to bars to have fun, and you don't go to hotel to eat, you don't travel,
Yeah.
you just kill each other. And this is just, I think we need to pray maybe more. We need to
That was a key word you just said, though.
yeah,
Pray.
we
Prayer.
need to give our heart to God, and well, I mean, we're gonna go there.
Yeah.
People are trying to go to heaven and to live nice here, and trying to stay away from any sin. But as of right now, as you see in Ethiopia, I don't think people are like afraid of anything. How could you behead someone and then hold their head and taking picture?
Wow.
Taking picture
Man, that's insane.
like something you did, like he killed a lion or something. Even animals, he cannot kill no animal in here. He cannot cut any tree. He cannot do anything, like, because there is a rule and regulations. There is a manner. There is something that you can. That's why we are different from animals.
Well, I was trying to let you finish, because the lack of humanity makes you on par with animals, because you have no humanity. And what you're just describing, the events that's happening now in Ethiopia, to me, they're no better than animals.
Yeah.
No better than animals. Because it takes, you have to really, really view that person or any person to kill a person, and that manner of killing, that is like, it's like hand-to-hand combat. You're going, it's not like with a sniper you can shoot someone far off. You're up close and personal with that individual. To cut off their head and just like display it like a trophy, like you just did something fantastic. No, you didn't. I feel sorry for those people.
Yeah.
Feel sorry for
It's
them.
very. I don't know. I feel nauseated. I feel like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to. I don't want to like sometimes I'm ashamed to say I'm from this part of the place, and I don't belong to them anymore. I just like I want like you know even dogs right now, they feel people.
Yeah.
They miss you
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
live with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do a lot of stuff for their honor.
Yeah.
Uh, if you are sick, they can like bark outside and trying to get help for you. There is connection between animals and human being right now, even
Now,
though we don't speak the language together.
if you can have a connection with the animal,
right,
but you can't have a connection
can't
with a
have
human being, something
what's
is wrong.
going on? Something
yeah,
is
something
wrong.
is wrong.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Something
feel
is
you
wrong.
on that.
So
yeah.
do we really communicate between us?
Yeah. Let me ask you
We-
this.
Right.
Well, I guess you kind of already answered this. The invading forces have not left the area. They're still there.
Yeah.
And they're not abiding by the peace agreement that was signed, right? Because they have to at some point start withdrawing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they haven't started doing that. But yet they want you, the TLPF, to
TPLF.
TPLF, I'm sorry, the TPLF to give up their weapons and stuff like that. But they're not withdrawing. I wouldn't give up my weapons either. I'm sorry, I wouldn't. I'm like, okay, you get across the border, then maybe I'll give you a bullet, but not my gun.
Right. That's actually, I mean, a lot of Tigrayans are upset right now because the deal that signed is like, give up your weapon and then we're going to send you food. Psst, nobody's happy about it. And I'm telling you, man, no Tigrayans are happy about it. First of all, those are the people who are coming to rescue. Those are the people we can see them killing people and beheading people.
Yeah.
How could you let those to be the peacekeepers? Can those people make the peace? Can those be the peacekeepers when they are raping, when they are killing you, when they are beheading and burning alive people?
Yeah.
No. I don't think that's going to be. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I think the Tigray people are still listening for TPLF or their government, which is this is the dilemma I have. The Tigray People Liberation Front leaders, most of them are old, and they've been in struggle for a long time, and they have still struggling with their people, and they didn't even try to stay away or to run away from the people. Like some governments, they stay in power and they have money, and then they go to America or other countries and stuff, right? But the difference is those the TPLF leaders, most of them, they went to Tigray and they are staying with Tigray, and some of them actually been killed and murdered by the federal government.
Wow.
So when you give their life, that's the thing. People are not really, okay, you guys are failed on the leadership. We don't need you anymore. That's the hard part. They cannot say that, even though they're dealing and they signed this very annoying agreement, like telling you to give up your weapon, and then be governed by those
the murderers.
But your question, are they still there? Still, they are still. The Eritrean troops are still there. Amhara troops are still there. And nothing is coming and going still. Oh, what the heck, What are we? What are they waiting for? Very annoying thing is like Guterres, the world leader, Antonio Guterres, actually visited Ethiopia.
Really? Really?
Can you believe that?
No.
When this kind of country, when the country are doing genocide, and he went to Ethiopia, and then he was just like, nothing, just like nothing happened. Behind the scene, they have, how the government is coming.
Oh yeah, they made
what
everything
they
look.
do.
Oh no, everything is good.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
we show you the good things.
Yeah.
It's like
Nice
like
car.
when the governors come and visit or the president come visit,
Mhm.
right? They only going to take him to the good side of the city. They ain't going to take him to the ghetto.
They don't want to take him to the
No,
ghetto. They
no.
take him to the
Yeah,
White
exactly.
House
Yeah.
and eat nice, drink
Yeah,
nice, fresh
yeah,
flowers
yeah.
around you.
They want to see
Nice
what's really
car.
going on.
And
yeah.
this is Ethiopia. You see how we love each other? You see, nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing,
But
nothing.
Like,
Yep. Right across
50, 60 miles
blocks away,
away
you
from
getting
there,
beheaded.
people beheading
Wow.
and burning alive, and they are killing. And this is like, behind it.
Mhm.
Who is behind it? It's known. We already know that.
Yeah.
The government is behind it, behind all this stuff, But this government needs to be they need to be committed for peace. I think enough is enough. We need to love each other,
Who is the government backing? Who are they like, I guess, are they like backing other groups of Ethiopian and they just don't like the Tigrayan people?
It's not, I don't think it's about they don't like the Tigrayans. It's the constitution that was written and made and was by EPRDF, Ethiopian People Democratic Republic. This is like, the founder of that organization is like TPLF also.
Mhm.
So I think they wanted to get rid of the whole constitution. They don't want to have the ethnicity-based nation. Instead of the ethnicity-based nation, I think they wanted to change, like, just Ethiopia, one nation, one language, one something. And that's why they are just trying to kill the Tigrayans, because for this constitution, the main backbone for this constitution is the Tigray people. So by killing the Tigray people, they
You
can
can
get
push it
rid of
into-
the whole
system,
the government system.
We had a former president said that America should get rid of the Constitution.
Right.
You heard about that, right?
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
trying to come back again. Dude.
Yeah.
We're not going to let him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
It's-
practically it's not going to be, even though they might kill a lot of people, they might kill, they may have like, instability, but they are already, you cannot like, force someone to speak or to be governed by others, Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
Maybe the good part to start, like, those ethnic based nationality based constitution, you may have to, like, join them with economy first,
Yeah.
like, to have like, mutual understanding, and they should have like, economical, like, factory here, and then you can change, like, the national language, like, one, and then try to teach them English, and everybody can speak English and Amharic. That's how you can narrow it down, the ethnic based government. So that way, slowly, instead of like, doing it right now forcefully, like, killing that, killing this, killing that. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Which is the killing is not going to help. Like, people are fighting back.
Yeah.
They are getting reaction. And
Yeah. Yeah.
of course,
I think that's with any group
Yeah.
of people, man. You start killing the folks in that group, man. Yeah, you're gonna get, you're gonna have an uprising because people are gonna be like, enough of this. Enough is enough.
enough is enough. Yeah.
All right, Ephraim, how you like to close out the show? The floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll focus, my family, cyber power of Tigray media followers. Today, actually, we have lost one diaspora force, I would say, part of our diaspora force in Dallas. He was shot and killed. His name is Emmanuel Nagash, and his funeral will be next Saturday in Philadelphia because his mom and his siblings are living in Philadelphia. He was brave. He was active. He was actively, like, being a voice for the voiceless of Tigray people, just like I do, just like anybody does. So I think police are, like, following, and they are doing investigation for what he did. Whoever did that, it will be justice will be serving. As of right now, Tigray is bleeding in all over, and we are struggling to keep the people of Tigray to have a peaceful life, to go back to their normal life, and to have unfettered access to Tigray, to have medical supplies. The students need to go to school. The farmers need to start their agriculture and their collect their harvest. The doctors and nurses need to go to health centers and help the sick and the injured Tigrayans. So no matter whatever happened to us, don't stop. We will never stop. We will never stop advocating our people Tigray. So, and it's coming Christmas. I wish you Merry Christmas for everyone. Maybe we will have maybe a couple of programs before that, but it's have a happy holidays. Enjoy your time, and hopefully let's thank and salute our brother Emmanuel and the other Tigrayans who were laid down for the independent for the people of Tigray. And thank you so much, dude.
Yeah, man, this is yeah, it's eye opening, man. The struggles and everything, but you got to keep the fight going, and be the voice for those that can't speak. So I applaud you for that, man. Coming out, you and your fellow warriors, because I say warriors,
Warriors,
getting the word out, letting the world know what's going back on in your home country, bro. So I salute you for that. So until next time, tune in next week.
Yeah.
Same back time, same back channel.
Next week, actually, we will bring Mike also.
Oh, you got a guest?
Yeah, I got a
All
guest.
right, all right.
I was calling him Mike, and they were asking me, if Mike is gonna come. Actually, Mike was on Twitter the whole day today. He said he was tired, but he will be with us next week, at least not in person, but virtually.
Oh, so you're going to Skype in?
Skype in.
Okay, all right. Mike don't
sure
want to come.
Mike has the
Mike don't want
Skype.
to come on the show. He don't want to come in the studio. He just want to Skype in. All right, Mike. Strike one against you already, buddy. All right, folks. We'll see you next
Peace
time.
out.
All right.